You're watching Utah's #1 news channel. This is 2 News at 5.
I just balled up my fist and I nailed his head about 3 or 4 times and told him to get out of my car.
Pushback with punches. She was in no mood to put up with a man who jumped in her car and ordered her to drive. Good evening and thanks for joining us for 2 News at 5. She's nearly 70 years old and young enough to fight. A woman packed punches in Saratoga Springs against this suspect, and he, police say, bailed from her car only to set a house on fire. Jeremy Harris is on our top story. And Jeremy, what a story this is. And it didn't end when the man apparently had enough knocks to the head.
Yeah, that's right, Brian. In fact, the story continued even after that. That's when police say that man ran inside of the house here behind me. As you can see, that broken window upstairs. They say he lit the house on fire while he barricaded himself inside. Just a crazy series of events.
I arrived at my daughter's home to check on the house.
Frances Mock had no way of knowing what would happen next as she pulled into the driveway of her daughter's house.
This guy jumped into my car and told me I was to take him somewhere.
But that guy also had no way of knowing what would happen next either.
I just balled up my fist and I nailed his head about 3 or 4 times and told him to get out of my car. And he did. He kind of fell out.
Undoubtedly shocked by the 69-year-old's powerful punch, the suspect, 38-year-old Christopher Bigler, ran inside the house.
And I heard all this crashing and banging and the door was locked.
Officers say Bigler locked the house and then started a fire.
We noticed that there was a fire initiated in an upstairs bedroom.
Police called for the fire department as they tried to reach Bigler.
But each time we entered in the upstairs, the smoke was so strong that the officers were unable to go completely into the house.
Eventually, officers got him out. He was flown to a local hospital to be treated for burns and smoke inhalation.
Well, I hit him hard. What can I tell you? He couldn't believe it. I can tell you that, because I fought back. And he looked about half scared.
And as for Frances, well, she will probably be just fine.
They said his face was already starting to swell, so I must have landed it pretty good.
Yeah, now the suspect in this case was flown to the hospital. We've heard that his updated condition is that he is now in fair condition, still being treated, though. He will eventually be booked into jail on this. We also checked his criminal record, very lengthy criminal history that he had, so but still unclear exactly where he wanted her to take him and exactly why he did all of this. Brian, back to you.
Big smile, big laugh. Looks like she's handling this pretty well.
Yeah.
Not so much for him. All right, Jeremy, thanks so much.